Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good Saturday night. I am joined today by Mr. Peter Kent from the Lizard King channel. How are you doing, Peter?
Good, Armando. How are you? Great. Thanks for having me back once again. Yeah, should be a good
Always a
one.
pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Thank
Doing
you.
well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my Saturday night. It is Peter's Sunday morning.
Yeah.
We've gathered here today to do an album ranking. And we are going to be ranking all of the albums from The Who, all 12 albums from The Who. Yes, you heard me correctly. As I was telling Peter before we started taping, I took 2 days and I crammed in 9 albums that I
Wow.
really didn't know too much about The Who from. I know 3 really well, but the rest I wasn't really sure on. So I sat here and listened to 9 albums over 2 days,
Wow.
and it was hard, but I did it. So, just a bit about the Who. They formed in 1962. They went by the name the Detours. Prior to that, um, the classic lineup of the Who. There were 2 lineups. The classic lineup of the Who consisted of Pete Townsend on guitars, various instruments, Roger Daltrey on lead vocals, rhythm guitar, various instruments, John Entwistle on bass, horns, various instruments, and the one and only Keith Moon on drums and percussion and backing vocals. Keith Moon, unfortunately, would pass away in 1978, about a few weeks shortly after the release of Who Are You?
Hmm.
And they would go on to recruit Kenny Jones on drums and release 2 more albums in that incarnation. What we will be doing, again, I should also say that the Who have come together and broken up over the past few years, and with Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend being the only 2 original members in the band. Unfortunately, we lost John Entwistle
Hmm.
in the 2000s. So, again, what we're going to try and do is rank all 12 studio albums of The Who. So, Peter was gracious enough to take on this challenge with me. Poor guy.
It's a big one.
Big one, yes, it is. So, I will hand over duties to Mr. Peter Kent to go first. So, Peter, what is your number 12?
um, I'll just say it various. There's a lot to like on a lot of these albums.
Yeah.
Even the lower ranked ones for me. But for number one, I went with. To be honest, I haven't heard this that much. I went over it before this video, and I've heard it when it came out. But I'm going for the latest one, the one titled "Who" from 2019, the last one, the last
Okay.
album.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I liked a few of the songs. I think it was a pretty good effort by him. I don't think it's up there with the classic albums, but I found quite a bit to like. I don't want to get wise. I quite like that song, "Ball and Chain." I didn't mind that either.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as you go through the album, yeah, and I think there's a couple of years. Hero Ground Zero. It's quite good without being over the top great. But
Yeah.
all this music must fade. That's a decent opener. Yeah, I think it's best. It's you couldn't expect much more than what they did here because they're very deep into the career. Um,
Yeah.
and I thought it was a decent album for me. I don't think it's real bad at all. I just think it's just not. So yeah, it's I got to put it somewhere. I just think I'll put it number 12. So it's Who from the album title Who from 2019. Yeah, number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's all right. I mean, that's the hardest thing to do with these lists is to know where to put the albums, right? I mean,
albums. Yeah,
and I've always said just because a certain album is lower on the list doesn't make it a bad album. It's just
yeah. It's a decent album for me. Yeah, I
Mhm.
haven't had a lot, like I said, a lot of time with it, but
Yeah.
you know, when it was released, I remember hearing it, and then recently again. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, number 12. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good. My number 12 is My Generation.
Okay. I haven't got a
Released
copy.
released December 3rd, 1965. Um, there we
Mm.
go. There we go. Um, it had two different covers and two different titles. I believe in the US, the album was called The Who Sings My Generation. I
That's
don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did this. Like, like
They do that a lot, don't they? Yeah.
in the
Yeah. I know
60s,
you can do.
yeah, in the 60s, the bands in England, for some reason, the record companies couldn't get on the same page, between
Mm,
the UK or wherever it was, originally released in the US. The US always seemed to do different song listings, track listings and stuff. It's just
mm.
ridiculous. I
Yeah.
mean, I like the album. It's not one I would go to a lot. I mean, everyone knows the
No.
track My Generation, songs that
Mm.
I don't mind. Um, James Brown track cover, The Good's Gone, La 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 Lies. I mean, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of gets me with these albums, these earlier albums, like the Beatles did it too, the Rolling Stones did it too, where they did a lot of cover albums,
Yeah.
cover songs,
That's true. Yeah.
right songs.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday night, guys. Forgive me. Um, there's going to be a lot of mistakes made this show, believe me. um, I do find that a lot of these bands, like the Beatles and Stones, etc., they do a lot of cover tunes on their albums, and it's like, come on. I mean, like,
Yeah.
to me, it gets a little tiresome. But
Mm.
yeah, no, that's my number 12, My Generation.
My Generation. Okay. Number 11 for me. Again, not a bad album, but I haven't got a copy of this. I got a copy of half of these albums. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's fine.
yeah, I'll just bring it up for you. Where is it? There, this one here. 2006 Endless Wire. Endless
Ah,
Wire. 2006. Yeah. Um, it's quite an interesting album. Quite long. Yeah, it's fairly long. I liked. I was listening to this today and yesterday quite a bit. Um, what did I like on here? Yeah, a man in the purple dress. That's not a bad tune.
yeah,
Was it? You stand by me. Quite like. Quite a good rocky number. Pick up the piece.
pick
That's
up
not
the
a bad
piece. Yeah,
tune. Pick
yeah,
up
yeah.
the piece. Not a bad number. Um, Tea and Theatre at the end is good.
Yeah,
Fragments of Fragments. So it's got a splattering of decent tunes throughout. It's quite a longish album. Quite a lot of tracks, about 19. It's
yeah,
quite long. Um, Fragment opens proceedings, not bad. Yeah, that's a little not typical Who some parts, but
yeah,
I think it's a decent release. I just put it above the other one. But there's not much between some of these albums, is there? When you're talking the lower tier albums, I
yeah,
find, yeah, it's not enough. That's the other one. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, but that's the 2006 album, the 11th studio up. Yeah, Endless Wire. Yeah, a decent album. Yeah, it's got its moments. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Tracks 10 through 19 are a mini opera, like a
that's right. Yes, 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 yes.
and there was word about them doing an actual play, like a theater production of this.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, okay, I can't say it was the drugs because I don't do drugs, but I mean, I couldn't make heads or tails of the storyline for for
yeah, yeah,
for this.
yeah.
So I mean, it was good, but I mean, Yeah, no, okay.
Mm.
Like I said, when we do these lists, when you do these lists, the album's got to go somewhere on the list, right?
That's
So
right. And all these lists, you could have a not a completely different. You can have adjustments to your list if you do it again later on. You can
exactly,
change.
that's just it, right? These lists are not definite, right? They're not set in stone,
Yeah.
you know.
No. No.
Um,
No.
so yeah, we must carry on.
Yeah.
My number 11 is, ladies and gentlemen, is a quick one.
Oh,
Um,
quick one.
and that had the title in the US as Happy Jack, released
Yes.
December
Yes.
9th, 1966. Um, a good album, second release, a good album. Songs like Run, Run, Run. I've always
Yeah.
loved Boris the Spider.
Oh, me too.
I've
That's
always
cute.
loved Boris the
It's
Spider.
got a charm to it. It's got a
Yeah,
charm,
yeah,
certain
it's
charm
just
to
a
it.
little, nice little ditty.
Mm.
Song. I know other songs like "I Need You." Nice track. A quick
Mm.
one. That the 9 minute
Yeah,
fragmented, you know, uh, piece. Great. A quick one while he's away. That's the full.
mate.
You know, um, that's the full. Title of the track. That's a good one too. That is a good one too, and it's like, I guess you could call it the centerpiece of the album. And for ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, if you want to get a good live version of a quick one while he's away, get yourselves a copy of the Who Live at Leeds.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
on there, and get the double disc, because the second disc of that album is the entire performance of Tommy, as I said before. It
Oh
was done
yes.
at the Hall Theater. Uh, sorry, it was done in Hull on Valentine's Day, 1970.
Yeah.
So if you can get yourselves a copy of that,
The double disc, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the double disc version.
I've only got the single disc. I've only got the single disc of that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But if you get
Yeah.
yourselves
Yeah.
a copy of the double one, of the deluxe
Mm,
edition, you're good to go. That it's worth its weight in gold.
mm.
But yeah, no, it's a good album. It's good for what it is. I mean, again, I've always loved Boris the Spider, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
that track has been a staple in their live performances for years.
Mm,
Especially with John Entwistle doing the voice, right? And he wrote the track,
mm.
right? So I mean, oh, it's a good album. So yeah, that's my number 11. So moving
Quick
on,
one.
to number 10.
Number 10, I went for I don't mind this album. Where is it? 1982. It's hard. It's
Okay.
hard.
Yeah.
Um, I do like Athena, the opening track. I quite like that. I think it's quite catchy.
Hmm.
And I do like It's Your Turn. Very good song. And Eminence Front is probably one of the best on here, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Eminence Front with Pete Townsend on the vocal
yeah.
is quite a good song.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good album. So what's the other song? I've Known No War. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I reckon that's a really good track. I've No War, that one. Yeah, pretty good album. Cooks County, that's another one. But I think Eminence Front's quite a um, different sounding song for them. But
yeah,
it's quite interesting track. It's probably one of the best on here. Could
yeah,
probably is the best for me. Probably
yeah.
yeah. And Athena, they're the two standouts. But yeah, good effort by him. It's hard. The title track's not bad either. I think it's got its moments again, but yeah, I think these lower ones there's not much between them. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's hard for me. Number 10, it's hard. Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah,
I really didn't know that album came out in 82. I'm like,
yeah,
I mean, I remember um what's, oh my god, Face Dances. But
yeah,
because of the song You Better You Bet. But I never,
yeah.
I always thought after that album they just stopped. But no, it's a good
Mm.
choice. It's a good choice.
Oh yeah.
My number 10 is the Who Sell Out.
Okay.
Um released December 15th, 1967. This is one of their first concept albums. What they basically did was what Pete Townsend did was basically write a bunch of fictitious commercial jingles, right? Like
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
like write some songs, but also write some fictitious commercial jingles along with John Entwistle, and sort of like piece them together as a concept album, right?
It's like a
Songs,
pirate radio station or
yeah,
something
as
they
a
were saying. Something
yeah,
like that. Yeah, it was.
you're right. Yeah, as a
Yeah,
in percentage as a pirate radio station. That's right. Songs like "Tattoo," that's a good track,
yeah.
and that's also featured on the Live at Leeds. Um,
Mm,
Odorona,
yeah.
I mean, with the with the this the Pete Townsend with the like the what we call the stink stick, like the
Yeah, yeah.
around deodorant. Um, I Can See for Miles is on the album. I really
Yeah.
do love that the track "Our Love Was."
Oh, yes.
That
Yes.
that is a
Yes.
beautiful, poignant.
Very, very nice track. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that is bloody hell. I mean, there was just like, where the hell?
Very nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Like, where
Yeah.
the hell did he get this? Like, where
Yeah.
at the time. But yeah, no, that's a good track. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's a good album. I can kind of see where the Who were trying to go, in terms
Mm,
of their development. I mean, Pete Townsend, it was their main songwriter, so he took a lot of the responsibility on his shoulders as to coming up with musical ideas and stuff, right? But
mm.
this is a good sort of forerunner to what they were going to be doing later on, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. So, um, so that's my number 10, the Who sellout.
The Who
Oh,
sell out. So
and
number 9 now.
I should also say, guys, check out the box set that came out about a couple of years back of the Who sellout. If you can get yourselves a
Yeah.
copy of that, go right ahead. But yeah,
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. You've picked that one up, have you?
I've listened to some of the tracks and they're good, but
Yeah.
I waited too long and now it's expensive to get. So
Yeah. 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 It looked a nice set. Yeah. I thought of getting. I haven't got it, but yeah, I considered it. So what are we up to? Number 9.
number 9.
Yeah, number 9. Okay. My generation.
Ah,
Yeah. Pretty good debut. Yeah, I agree with you that confusion with like the English bands with the American having their album, and English
yeah,
having their album.
yeah.
Yeah, but this one, um, good album for me. My Generation is on here. I always liked that. That was a big song, of course. Everyone knows that one. I always love. I don't know. It's great pop. I think the kids are all right. The song "The Kids Are All Right."
Yeah.
I find it a very catchy tune.
Mhm.
It's fantastic pop by them as writing by Pete Townsend. Great writing by him.
Mhm.
Also, I like "A Legal Matter." Towards the end of the album, it's a quite an interesting track, and the Ox with the great drumming from Keith Moon.
Yeah.
And Much Too Much. Yeah, look, it's not for me one of their great albums, but it's they're sort of finding themselves a bit here. You know what I mean? They're starting off their first
Yeah.
album, and
Yeah.
they're very much they sort of had a pop feel to them. Yeah, and this a lot of those bands, English bands that in the '60s, had the Stones too had a bit of a pop
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
to
definitely.
them. Yeah, and they're who were the same. I think the Kinks as well. There was the Kinks
Yeah,
around that time.
and this was also
Yeah, but
sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But look, a good album. Not a great album for me, not a bad album, but I'd say a good album. It's got some really good songs that people like. Legal Matters. I said, My Generation Kids are all right. Uh, The Good's Gone. Yeah, good release. Yeah, so that's my
Mhm.
number
Mhm.
9. My
Mhm.
Generation. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, and at the time when this came out, I mean, it's classified as mod rock.
Yes,
You had
yes,
the mods and the, whatever, like in terms of the musical movements and stuff in the UK, and um, that's fine. I mean, it's good. It's good.
yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my number 9 is "It's Hard" from
Oh wow.
'82.
Yeah.
Um, released September of '82. This would be the last album they would release for Warner Brothers in the US or North America. Um, good album. Like I said, I never knew that this had come out.
Mm.
I mean, I thought that when they did Face Dances that would have been it, right? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
no, they released this, and songs like Athena is good. It's Your Turn.
yeah,
Um, Cooks County. The title track, Dangerous. Um,
yeah.
good track. Eminence Front. For me, the centerpiece of the album.
Oh
Um,
yes, yeah,
I've
yeah.
known no war. Good,
Good track, yeah.
good track. So yeah. No, it is a good album. Would I listen to it a lot? Too early to tell, but
Yeah, yeah.
it does rank high on the list, somewhat high on the list. Sorry, but I would at some point.
Mm.
That's just it. When you listen to something new, for me, I kind of know right away if I'm going to go back to it or not.
You do, don't you? Yeah, yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if you do that, but
I do, yeah. Sort of something grabs you or it doesn't, and you
yeah,
might leave it alone for a bit, come back to it, so
yeah. And as
sort of
I've
thing,
said
yeah.
before, certain albums get you as grab you at certain times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll go on record as saying some people don't like the new Rolling Stones album. I tend to like it quite a bit. So you know what? Sue me.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
like what you like, I
you
guess.
like what you like, right? I mean, some
Yeah,
people
that's
say it's
it.
not, it's the production's off. You know what? I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant. You try doing this at 80 years old and see what you come up with.
Yeah, that's right. That's, yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
They're doing well for their age. Yeah, they're doing
That's all
well.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
It's a catchy
yeah.
pop album, it's a catchy rock album. They kick ass in some tracks. They're laid back on others. Let it go. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
exactly, exactly,
So,
exactly.
okay, that's my preaching moment of the day. So that's it. Uh, we must carry on, guys. Okay, Peter, what's your number 8?
Number 8, I went for a quick one. A quick one.
Ah,
Number 8.
okay.
Um, I like it a bit better than their debut. I think it's a bit more. They're getting, they're sort of getting getting their sound, and I
Yeah.
think they're a bit more together on this one.
Hmm.
Um, pretty. I'll just bring up the track. I love the album cover too. I like that.
Hmm.
Very 60s looking album cover. Yeah. 1966. So it's a long time ago. Run, run, run. Good opener, really good. Boris the Spider. It's just a fun. It's just
Yeah.
good sense of humor. It's
Yeah.
fun. John Entwistle. Oh yeah, it's not, no other song like that, is there? Though it's
No,
just it's
no.
got a character of its own, hasn't it? So I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
and
an
it's a
oddity.
catchy. It's a fun. It's just a fun song.
It's an
Yeah.
oddity. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's the word. Perfect word. Oddity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. A quick one while he's away. Good long track. What is the centerpiece of it? I guess the quick one while he's away. Although it's the last track.
I was
Good
gonna
one.
say, I was gonna say,
I Need You's good. I like I Need You.
yeah,
That's a good one.
that's a
Need
good
You. I
one.
really love that. Um, yeah. Superior to the first album for me, and I did listen to these two the other day back to back, and I just thought this. I preferred the second one.
Yeah,
Immediately, I
there
thought the
is a
second
step
one was better.
forward.
Yeah,
There is a
yeah,
step forward. Yeah.
yeah. Just a bit more. bit more quality to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Quick One Leads Away, Boris the Spider, and Whiskey Man, I Need You. But yeah, that you can they're getting more bit rockier too, but there's a bit of pop there still. But yeah, I think it's a good one. Quick one, number 8. Yeah,
Yeah, no, no. I mean, when you listen to My Generation and a quick one, I kind of, and I'm just thinking of it now. I compare it to Queen 1 and Queen 2. Queen that self
yes,
and
yes,
Queen
that's a good
2.
one.
There's still there is a definite progression,
Yeah, yes,
production wise and music wise, in terms of
yeah.
what they did. So
It
yeah,
is very sad. It is like that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
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 yeah. Well, that's good.
very much
Good.
so.
It's good. And the title of the album, A Quick One, and the title of the track, A Quick One While He's Away.
Wait,
Yeah. We won't go into that. But ladies and gentlemen, come on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. We all know what that means. Okay. I mean, we've all been there at some point. Okay.
that's right.
Okay. We must carry on. My number 8 is the Who by Numbers.
Who by Numbers? Okay, Who by Numbers?
Released
Yeah,
October the 3rd, 1975. This was their first release for Polydor Records in certain territories. I believe they were still signed to Track Records in the UK and to MCA in North America. I think they were signed to, I know they were signed to Polydor in Europe, like Germany, etc.
okay, yeah,
Good album. This was when they were, Pete Townsend admitted that he was going through a bit of a difficult time with substance abuse
yeah,
and feeling really down about, starting to get really down about the music business, and was going through a bit of a writing slump. But songs like, Slip Kid, well,
yeah,
However Much I Booze, you know, um, the lead off single, Squeeze Box. Come on, hello. I mean,
yeah.
Mama's got a squeeze box, daddy never
Box.
sleeps at night. I mean, like, um, she goes in and out, whatever. Okay. Dreaming from the Waist, it's all right. Imagine a Man, good delivery on vocally from Pete Townsend. Yeah, I do believe he did sing that. Success Story, John Entwistle.
Yeah,
Good track. They are all in love, or as they say it in the chorus, they're all in love. So good album. Good album.
yeah, yeah,
Very simplistic album art though. John Entwistle did the artwork for the cover. Very simplistic, like a pencil drawing.
it is like it's a drawing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, yeah,
it's very simplistic, very simple. Very, very not very over the top kind of thing, like like a Tommy album cover or something. But good album. Is it one of their best? It's up there. You know,
yeah. It's a good one. Yeah,
it's. I'll just put this out there. It's kind of interesting that just 2 years before, or 2.5 years before, Pete Townsend was thinking of quitting the group. He literally had written a letter to his management and to the record companies saying that he had become disillusioned with the band and disillusioned with what they were doing and wanted to leave the group and just stop. He wrote it and he put it in an envelope. He never mailed it.
ah,
He never mailed it.
interesting. Yeah,
So yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, that's my number 8.
number 8. Okay, so number 7 now. Okay, I'm gonna go with what is it?
Ah,
Who are you? Yeah, I like this. The last album with Keith Moon. Of course, the centerpiece is the title track. It's a good
Mhm.
rocky number. The title track, love that one. I like
Mhm.
some of the stuff on here. I like New Song, the opening, the new song. Heard this not too long ago as well. Had Enough's good. 905's good. Sister Disco, I'm not so fussed on, but not so fussed on Sister Disco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Music must change. That's okay. I like Guitar and Pen. Trick of the Light too. Love is coming down. That's okay. I think this is this has got some really good moments on it. Not the perfect album, but a good release. Yeah, it's got that centerpiece track. Who are you? And
Yeah.
I think New Song is quite, like I said, New Song's good. The opener, your Guitar and Pen, as I said. And the interesting thing is, I guess everyone's heard when Keith Moon's sitting on the chair, not to be taken away. It's very bit eerie, isn't it? It's a bit
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
considering what
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I like the cover. It's with got all the amps there in front of the amps there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, a good release. A good release. I think I consider this a good album. I wouldn't say it's a great album, but I consider it a good album. Yeah,
Yeah.
number 7. Good on you.
Yeah. And it was interesting because just quickly, they were saying that when they did the photo shoot, they wanted they told Keith Moon to sit further in the like to sit up front in the chair.
Yeah,
He was sitting back in the chair, like sitting back, and you could see his belly was his stomach was distended out,
yeah.
like he was not well at all due to the drinking.
Nah,
And
nah.
so they wanted him to sit forward, like hunched on the back of the chair, so that he could cover it up, like they could cover it up,
Mm.
like. So yeah, it's quite sad that
Yeah,
mere weeks after the release of Who Are You, he was gone. You know.
yeah. He was a very fun guy. I mean, I saw a documentary on him not long ago.
Yeah.
He just was a life of the party guy. Just very fun. People love being around him. Got a bit much sometimes, from what yeah, but
But yeah,
outrageous. But yeah, but the drinking, the drugs, and yeah, you know how it
and
goes. Yeah,
it's got to be said, the man would take anything that was given to him.
yeah,
There,
yeah,
there's footage of him when they were performing during a show, um, and he literally had taken animal tranquilizers
yeah,
like minutes before. So he ingests them. Sure, I'll take them, whatever. And then, like minutes later, he's about to stir on the kit, and he passes out.
yeah. I saw that footage. Yeah,
And
yeah.
they literally had to carry him out. And they got somebody else in from the audience, like Pete
To
Townsend
play.
comes back on stage and said, "Can anybody out there play drums?" So this guy from the audience runs on stage and finishes off the set, the
Yeah,
encore, because like, and it's got to be said too, just quickly, it did get on Townsend's nerves that after a while that Keith Moon was at some point rendered incapacitated, that he could not contribute anymore. It did get on his
yes,
nerves quite a bit, like quite a bit. There's a documentary where he's talking about the album Who's Next, and
yeah,
somebody mentioned about Keith Moon's drumming, and he was quite adamant. It's like he was not the best drummer in the world. He was not that good, kind of a thing. And I'm like, ooh, okay, like,
that's just, yeah.
it was interesting, but I digress. It is what it is, right? My number 7 is Endless Wire, um, released October the 30th, 06. It's a good album, with songs like Fragments, a Man in a Purple Dress, Mike Post's theme, In the
Yep.
Ether, um, Black Widow Eyes, all good songs, all good songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
2000 years. Um, the one oddity on this album for me is God Speaks of Marty Robbins. I mean, like, come on, you know. It's Not Enough is a good song. Um, the Wiring and Glass mini opera. I mean, did we I mean, did we need you've got 9 tracks, okay?
That's right. Yeah.
Did we need an extra 10 tracks
Jax. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make up? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They could have left it as as a 9-track album, couldn't
I
they? I
mean,
guess. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that being said, it is a good it is a good album with the title track and Pick Up the Peace and Unholy Trinity and
Mm.
Trilby's piano, stuff like that. It's good. I mean,
Yeah.
if I listen to it more, it made number 7 on my list. So
Yeah.
if I
That's a
listen to it more,
pretty high for that album. Yeah.
yeah, if I listen to it more, it could go higher. Not as high as
Yeah. You never know.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it up there as far as Tommy, but
Oh no, no, no.
it's still a good album, right? So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's my number 7, Endless Wire.
So we're into the top. We're into the first part now. The top 6.
Top
My number
6.
6. Now here we go. Number 6 is here we go. I haven't got this either. Oh, there we go. I haven't got this. Heard it a lot on the line now, but where are we? There we go.
Mm-hmm.
The Who by Numbers, 1975.
Ah,
Number
okay.
6, yeah.
Good old squeeze
It
box
sounds
music,
like a
right?
middle of the pack album for me, This one's sort of, yeah.
Cool.
I know people have this. Some people have this at number 4. I've seen quite high, but I think it's a good album. Slip Kid's a good start. The Pete Townsend vocal, how much I booze. I'll go
However
down.
much I
I
booze.
like that track. Yeah, it's a catchy tune. I always liked it. Squeeze Box is fun. It's a fun. That was probably the big song on the album. Dreaming from the Waist, I don't mind it. Um, Imagine a Man, a good vocal from Roger there. Imagine a Man, I really like that.
From
Then we
Roger.
got
Okay, yeah, Roger does the vocal. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah.
My correction, folks. Roger does the vocal and Imagine a Man. I'm sorry. I said it was Townsend, I think. Yeah.
Success Stories, all right. I like Blue, Red, and Grey and How Many Friends. I like those two. In a Hand or a Face, that's all right. That's all right. But yeah, 10 tracks. I think it's got about 4 or 5 really good songs. Yeah, probably my favorites are like Squeeze Box, How Very Much I Booze, Imagine a Man, Blue, Red, and Grey, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a good release. I've heard this this album referred to as Pete Townsend's. I don't know if you've heard this Suicide Note.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
have.
heard
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that he was really depressed.
Yeah.
Like he would be sitting in his living room trying to write the songs and just bawling his eyes out.
Oh, yeah, terrible.
And it's like, okay, do I really want to listen to this now? Because it's
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I've heard that he was in a really bad
Bad way.
in a
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was drinking quite a lot. His drink of choice was brandy. So yeah, it's some people say that then we'll move on. Some people say that if that being and how can I put this? That being depressed or having dark thoughts or when you are at your creative peak. I don't
Yeah.
understand that concept. For me,
Mm.
I don't understand that. If I was at For me, if I was in that at that stage, I'd get some help right away. I mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it is a good album. It is a good album.
I think it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I think that maybe not the audience, the fans, but I think maybe Townsend was trying to compare the work after Quadrophenia and Tommy and Who's Next to those albums. You can't
Yeah.
you It's hard not to do, but you can't really compare what you did in the past and go for, I mean, if you're going forward, because if you do that, then you're gonna like sink. Like
Oh yeah.
you're gonna put yourself in a state of depression. And anyways, um, we must carry on. My number six is from 2019. Who? Simply titled Who.
Oh wow.
Released December 2019. This is their last album to date, that's released. I remember seeing this when it came out, and it's still available, guys. It's not like it's been discontinued from the,
No. No. Yeah. You can get it easy. Yeah.
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 But I do remember that there were two versions of this. Like there was one version released, and then like a year later, or like 9 months later, there was like another version with additional tracks. And
That's right. Yeah.
I'm thinking, which album is the definitive version, right?
Yeah. I think there was a 12 track and a 14 track.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
which version is the one that you think that people should have? So, I don't know.
What's the official one? What's the official?
That's exactly it, right? Like, like, God,
Probably the 14 track one, I guess. Maybe.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I would imagine. I like the album. I mean, songs like Detour, we all need a detour,
Yes. Yeah.
is good. All This Music Must Fade.
Yeah.
Sad Sentiment, but really good track.
Mm.
Ball and Chain, another good
That's a good one. Yeah.
another good
Yeah.
one. I don't want to get hold on. I've got my notes here. I don't want to get wise. Is another good one.
Mm.
Beads on One String. Like basically we're all human and we're all in this together. That kind of
Mm.
sentiment. Hero Ground Zero is a good track. And Street Song. Those are the ones that really sort of
Yeah.
come to me in terms of tracks. It's a good album. And problem is that for me to try and buy these albums, I mean, like YouTube is a wonderful thing. You can listen to albums on YouTube and make your notes and stuff.
That's right.
Um, my record store in my neighborhood here, they have an issue with supply and demand. So I mean, you ask
Oh,
for
okay.
it and they can't give it to you. So that's why Amazon is good to get these albums. Again, these albums are not being discontinued; they're still available. You just have to find a record store that just carry them, or go to Amazon or Discogs or eBay or whatever you want.
eBay's a good place too. You can find good
Yeah,
deals.
so yeah, so that's my number six. Who from 2019.
Okay, so up top five now, isn't it?
Yep,
Top five.
we're almost there.
Almost getting there. No,
We're getting there.
number five. I thought of putting this a little higher, but I didn't in the end. 1967's The Who Sell Out, number five.
Good, that's a
I
good
think
one.
this is their pop album for me. I find this is their pop album, and then later came Tommy and
Yeah,
Who's Next and so on.
yeah,
But yeah, their last vestiges of the pop era, I guess. Like a pirate radio station's got the commercials in between. Very good, very interesting concept, isn't it? When you think about it,
yeah, yeah. It
isn't
is.
it?
It is.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. Some of the favourites, Mary Ann with the shaky hand, like that one. Odorona, Odor Runners.
I mean, look at the
Interesting.
cover, Older Roan, Older.
Yeah,
I mean, like, come on. I mean, it's
I think
and
there is.
Marianne with the shaky hand. Hello. I mean, there we go, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. I heard what that was about. I won't go into it, but
no, we won't go into that.
um, Tattoo's a good song. Tattoo
Yeah,
is
it
a
is.
really good song,
Yeah,
and I definitely agree with you that this is Our Love Was is a beautiful track,
it is
just
so
amazing track.
emotional. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah,
the reason I probably didn't have it higher is because I feel it's for me. Some people's number one, believe it or not. Some people
I
love
can see
this
it.
album.
I can see
Yeah,
it.
um, 13 tracks. This has got a lot of bonus stuff on it and everything, but the main album is 13 tracks. Um, I Can See for Miles. That's a great rock song. One of their best, probably one of the heaviest things on here.
Yeah.
Um, and also another one I liked was the Pete Townsend vocal, I Can't Reach You. I like that one. I like that. It's a bit like Our Love Was in a way. It's a
Yeah.
tender sort of
Yeah.
poppy song. You
Yeah.
got Relax, that's all right. Rail 1 and 2, quite good. But I think it's one of those ones. It's got for me, it's really good, but it's got a bit peaks and valleys in it. You know, it's got its
Hmm.
standout songs and
Hmm.
just not quite well rounded enough for me to put higher. But a really good album, really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And their last, I think I call it. I would call this their pop album. That's how I refer to it anyhow. Yeah.
I
So
could see that.
number five.
I
Yeah.
could see why you would say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, my God, Marianne with a shaky hand. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, I do not want to get censored by YouTube. We all know what that's about.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to move on. But this was at a point where Pete Townsend was getting frustrated that according to him, they weren't getting enough hits.
Mm,
And then I think it was his manager, I think it's Kit Lambert, who said that
mm.
he should concentrate on writing more concept pieces,
Yeah.
sort of theatrical,
Mm.
sort of storyline pieces, kind of thing. So, because he was getting really frustrated that they were not getting, the hits like that he thought they deserved, right? In terms of the chart
Yeah. Yeah.
success. So yeah, this is a good album. The Who Saw, yeah, it is a good album. I will be investing more time into it.
Me too, actually. Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I mean, you're talking about groups at the time, Rolling Stones at the time,
Mm.
the Beatles, who everyone was trying to sort of, if you're in the pop rock arena, you're sort of trying to catch up to what they're doing, right? And
Yes. Yes.
even the Beatles at this time, they were like, okay, we got to do something different. We got to do something different, right? And out
Mm.
come albums like Revolver and Rubber Soul, and
Oh yeah.
you know the iconoclastic Sergeant Pepper, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So okay. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. My number 5 is Who Are You from
Oh
78,
wow. Yeah.
released August 21st, 1978. Um, this was again the last album released with Keith Moon, the original lineup, or the most iconic lineup. Songs like New Song is good. It's almost
Yeah.
like they were
Yeah.
moving on to a different kind of trying to move on to a different territory musically with this album,
Mm.
even with the song New Song, right?
Yeah.
Um, Sister Disco, it's all right. I mean, it's good,
Yeah.
but it's probably the weakest track on the album. Goodbye,
Mm.
Sister Disco, with your flashy trash cans. I mean, like, come on. Um, Had Enough is a good song.
Yeah.
905, another good one. Music Must Change, you know, Trick of the Light, you know, guitar and pen, and the again iconic Who Are You?
Yeah, that's the classic in there, isn't it? Yeah,
You
that's the
know,
classic song.
and I like the way when Roger Daltrey's trying to cover, you know, when he's saying "Who the fuck are you?" Like, you know, he's trying
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know, without saying it, but a couple of times he lets it slip, like "Who the fuck are you?" And
yeah.
you know, and I mean, I think you know they're using more keyboards, more synthesizers on this album, like you know the new you know the more modern synthesizers that came out and stuff at the time. Um, and again, this was where Pete Townsend was still depressed about the music business and what they were doing in the band and
Mm.
stuff. So, um, but this was a major hit in Canada. I think it went to number 2 on the Canadian charts,
Wow, wow.
if
Yeah.
if memory serves. So yeah, um, good album, and that's why it's my number 5. So
Number 5.
yeah,
Okay, top 4. Number 4 for me. Where is it? If I can find it. There it is. 1981's Face Dancers. Yeah.
good
Number
one.
4. Really like this album. What I like about it is first album with Kenny Jones after
Yeah.
Keith Moon's passing. What I
Mhm.
like about it is the You Better You Bet is I've heard that so many times. I love that song. I just think it's so one of their best singles. Uh, whatever era you want to look at, the
Yeah,
early period or whatever,
yeah.
I just think it's a great song, rock song. So catchy. I still love it to this day. I was playing it today and I still enjoy it. I still always loved it. Don't Let Go of the Coat.
Only go the
Just as
yeah.
good. That is a great song.
It
I
is.
always like.
It
So it's
is
a great opening. You
very,
got those two tracks.
but yeah, you get the one-two
Fantastic
punch.
song,
The one-two
isn't it?
punch.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really good. And then we got Cachet. That's not bad. Not as good as the first two for me, but
yeah,
I don't mind it.
yeah,
The Quiet One, that's John Entwistle. That's
yeah.
again, it's goodish. I don't find it as great as the rest, but the first two. But what's that one? How do we? What is it? I can't remember what the song title was. I'll have a look in here.
Daily records.
Um,
Did you?
did you steal my money?
Yeah,
No, it's one of the weaker ones for me.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
did you steal my money? It's quite a peculiar sort of song. I quite like How Can You Do It Alone? That's good. Daily Records is really good. I really like Daily Records. I think that after You Better Get Bet, Don't Let Go of the Coat, I think that could be my third favorite. Um, you, that's not bad. And Another Tricky Day is a good finish. I like that song, Another Tricky Day as
it is.
well. So
It
they're
is.
the four favorites for me. You Better Get Bet, Don't Let Go of the Coat, Daily Records, and Another Tricky Day. The rest of it is good to a bit, uh, I guess, passable to a bit weaker. But I think it's a really good album. I think it's got some 4 or 5 really good songs. You Better You Bet's my favorite, of course, and then Don't Let Go of the Coat. But yeah,
Don't let
really
go of the cut. Yeah,
good album going into the next phase without Keith Moon. Yeah. So
yeah.
number 4, yeah. I really liked it. Really
No,
liked
it's
it.
good. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's good. That's my number 4 as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It is a good album. Released again March 16th, 1981. Their first release for Warner Brothers. They only did the 2 albums. That's Hard and Face Dances. You Better You Bet. I mean, I remember it was a black and white video, it's a performance video. I just remember the drumming on it. It's just really rhythmic and really
Mm.
catchy. Just good, solid slice of pop rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Don't Let Go of the Code. Good track. Good,
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
we were saying, a good 1-2 punch.
Definitely.
Lead off
Yeah.
the
Definitely.
album. Bloody amazing. Cachet. I mean, yeah, it's all right. Um, I mean, my sentiments. follow Peter's basically. I think it's
Yeah,
um how can you do it alone? Good track. Daily Records, another good one. And just Did You Steal My Money? Yeah, it's the weakest one in the whole album, right?
yeah.
Mm.
Bit,
You is
bit
a good one.
throwaway. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
and Another Tricky Day. It is a good way to end off the album. It is. And
yeah,
I do think that I do remember, I think that a video for that was shot, but I don't think it was aired too much. So yeah,
yeah,
it's my number 4, Face Dances.
yeah. For that album, I just think if the album was good, the whole album was good as the first two tracks, it'd be one of their classic albums. But
Yeah,
you know, yeah, if
yeah,
it just made, but they do. After that, there's Another Tricky Day. Daily Records is probably the third favorite for me.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a pretty good album. Yeah, but number 4, yeah.
yeah.
So number 3, isn't it now? Number 3.
Yep, the
Um,
final 3, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, if I can find the thing. Here it is. Here it is. Tommy. Tommy, number 3.
Yep.
Great album. Deaf, Dumb and Blind Boy. Um, yeah, great concept album. Um, Overture, great start to the album. Great musically, love it. The little piece, It's a Boy, very good. And nearly my favorite Who songs on this, 1921. I love that song with Pete on the
Yeah,
vocal.
got a
Just
feeling
really
21
great
is going to
song.
be a good year. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic song.
Hmm.
I really love that. Amazing Journey's good. And they go Sparks. And I like the Acid Queen going further into the album.
Hmm.
Pinball Wizard, that was the hit song.
Yeah,
Really good track. Great rhythm playing on that, isn't it? By Pete Townsend. It's
yeah,
like a banjo in a way, isn't it? It's like
yeah,
yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
definitely.
Another one I loved on here was Go to the Mirror. I like that song a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
It's one of my favorites on here. Um, Tommy, Can You Hear Me? That little short number. That's very
yeah,
catchy.
yeah.
Yeah, many good songs. Closing with We're Not Gonna Take It. That's good. Sally Simpson. I reckon this is a classic album, real classic album. But
Hmm.
1921, as I said, is my favorite pick for favorite song.
Hmm.
Go to the Mirror, Pinball Wizard. It's got quite a few great songs, isn't it?
Hmm.
Um, Do You Think It's All Right? Underture. Great album. Yeah, number 3, Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's my number 3 as well.
Oh, yeah. There you
Yeah. Seriously, it's my number 3. Released May 19th, 1969.
Yeah.
I think it was very bold, very daring to release a double album, a concept album.
Yeah.
It is a good album. I mean, the overture, It's a Boy, like 1921. I mean, like you were saying, Amazing
Yeah.
Journey,
Yeah.
Acid Queen. I mean, yeah, Acid Queen. And just a little side note, ladies and gentlemen, if you can get yourselves a copy of the 1975 movie of Tommy, uh, Tina Turner's performance as the Acid Queen, bloody hell. She
Mm.
literally just blew the roof off the place when she did that rendition of it. I mean, and I've watched the movie and it's a mind bender. I mean, like
Yeah, yeah.
you gotta like
I think I
really,
saw it years ago. I can't remember much. I think I saw it years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have, Oliver Reed, Anne Margaret as the mother, Roger Daltrey, and a whole cast of people in this, and um, Tina Turner as the Acid Queen. That was the centerpiece for me. You know, uh, I'm just like, what the hell is this? But it's a really good album. Pinball Wizard, obviously, right?
Mm.
Extra, extra. That like 30-second little blip. Like
Yes,
uh,
yes. Yeah.
Christmas. do you think it's all right, to leave the boy with Uncle Ernie? You know what I mean? Like fiddle about
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that. Like, I mean, it is a classic. It is a classic. So yeah, that's my number three.
All right, down to the end now. Number two. I heard this the other day. I just put it on. Heard that I went through, I played the whole thing, and I thought this is a friend of mine's favorite Who album. This one, this number
Hmm.
two.
Hmm.
It's a friend of mine's favorite Who. We talk about the Who, and he says, yeah, it's his favorite. But for me, it's number two. When I heard it again, I thought, gee, it's pretty close to number one, but not quite for me. But Quadrophenia, number two. Um, a great album. This one, I consider put it number one. The Real Me,
Hmm.
um, the Real Me's great. Quadrophenia, the title track. The Punk and the Godfather. I'm One. I love the Daily Jobs. That song. Really
Dirty
love that
Jobs.
song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Dirty Jobs. Sorry, Dirty Jobs. So getting confused with Daily Records there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
Dirty
fine.
Jobs, really good.
It's
Um,
fine.
Bellboy. Bellboy's a good one. Bill.
Yeah.
Ends with Love Reign Over Me. Drowned is on here.
Yeah.
Drowned. Uh, yeah, quite a few classics on here. Double album, of course, 1973.
Yeah.
I'm just going through the tracks here. The tracks are so small, I can't remember some of them. Dr. Jimmy, that's the one. Dr. Jimmy, love that one. Love
Okay.
that track. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. Yeah, but I reckon, yeah, a great classic album. Yeah, number two for me, Quadrophenia. Yeah, yeah.
That's my number two as well.
There you go.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we did not talk about our lists. We didn't have any communication up until
No,
today
no.
about doing this. Um, Quadrophenia for me, again, released October 26, 1973. A fantastic album.
Yeah,
Production wise, it is sonically fantastic. Again, I misread what it was about in terms of um, in terms of the storyline, the lead character deals with being bipolar,
yeah, yeah,
and how he's fitting in, and can he fit in, and he's he's not doing good in school. His parents, he feels he's not getting along with his parents. His girlfriend isn't giving him enough time, like he's not doing well in any aspects of his life. And what is he going to do? Where is he going to go? And it's an amazing piece of work.
it
um
is. Yeah,
I think the keyboard, I think, the synthesizer work on this album is just pretty amazing. So again, the intro, I Am the Sea, where you've got the effects of the sea crashing in the water, crashing on the waves, like the waves crashing on the shore. Bloody hell, I'm not there today, guys. It's one of those days. And The Real Me, the instrumental title track, Cut My Hair,
oh yeah,
The
that's
Punk and the
fantastic.
Godfather, I'm One, The Dirty Jobs, Helpless Dancer, Is It in My Head, I've Had Enough, 5:15, Sea and Sand, Drowned, Bellboy, I
Yeah,
mean, and Love Reign Over Me. I mean, it's a
yeah.
fantastic.
I forgot to mention that, and that's one of the best actually.
Yeah,
Great
it
song.
it is it is a fantastic, sorry, it is a fantastic album from start to
Mm.
finish. Um, there's not much more I can say about it. Um, there is like a 4-disc director's cut box set of this album, that's available. Would I get it? No, because it's expensive. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number two. um Quadrophenia,
Quadrophenia.
1973.
All right. big moment here. Number
Uh,
one for me.
I think we both
And
know
I'd
what our
have
number.
to, who's next?
Hmm.
Who's next? One of the, it'd be in my top 10 albums of all time, this, I think. It's the perfect rock album. I think there's nothing weak about this at all. From track 1 to track 9, it's just
Yeah,
perfect. It just, I don't know, everything lined up for them here. It's a perfect Bubba O'Reilly with that beautiful, that great intro. That's a classic. A Teenage Wasteland, he's singing that song.
yeah,
Just a great song. One of their classics. Bargain is a fantastic rocker. Bargain, the second song, fantastic
yeah,
rocker. Then you got the quite acoustic feel, quite a short track. Love Ain't for Keeping, really good song. I always like My Wife with John Entwistle. I think that's a very catchy track as well. The song is over is just great, isn't it?
yeah.
Uh, you get Pete singing and then Roger coming in, and it's just it's very rousing. I don't know. Is it the word from it? I don't know. It's soaring or
It,
something about it.
it's emotional too.
Emotional, yeah,
It's
very much so.
emotional.
It's one of the great songs on here. One of the best. It's over 6 minutes. I love that song. Getting in Tune, even. That's a really good song. That's a really great song.
Yeah,
Going Mobile. I love that too with Pete on the vocals.
yeah,
Fantastic
yeah,
song. Behind Blue Eyes, played to death, but what a beautiful ballad, a
yeah,
beautiful song. And Won't Get Fooled Again. What can you say? It's a
yeah,
classic song. So
yeah,
this is this I sometimes think could be nearly my favorite album ever. Definitely my top 10. Definitely my top 10.
yeah,
It's easy decision for me as for a number one too. Love the cover too. Yeah,
yeah,
apparently were they urinating on
yeah, yeah.
the thing?
Um,
Yeah. But yeah, fantastic. 1971. And that year had a lot of great albums in it that year. I mean,
yeah, very definitely it did.
you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the Stones, the Zeppelin, the Doors. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
God, there's
yeah.
a lot of
That
albums.
was a year. That was a year. Yeah.
Year to remember, wasn't it? I mean, but yeah, I just can't I, I can't see a weakness on this. I mean, they're all great songs. I mean, it's one you can
Yeah,
just play straight through and love it, isn't it? You just play it straight through.
yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
one of those, definitely.
I agree. That is my number one as well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my number one, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the first time that we've been doing these ranking shows where Peter and I have basically the same one that have the same album rankings for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I
And
mean,
what did you have a four? I think Face Dancers.
yeah,
Oh, first four.
first four.
Oh, yeah.
There you
It's
go.
amazing.
Who's next? I mean, released August 2nd, 71. Um, this to me, each song on this album is like a mini they're all like little mini plays, like
Yeah.
like chapters in a book. Do you know what I mean? The original idea for this album was going to be called Lifehouse. And again, ladies and gentlemen, there is a massive, huge
Yes.
box set that I have, but I cannot physically hold up because I'll give myself a hernia
Yeah.
to show it to you to the camera. You have a 10 CD, one Blu-ray audio collection of the album. The original idea for the album of Who's Next, just to go on a bit of a spiel, was called Lifehouse.
Mm.
It was going to be a multimedia release that Pete Townsend wanted to do. He took it upon himself to write at least 30 songs for this project.
Yeah.
And he got the idea of having to do these concerts where they were going to do new songs and they were going to also have people
Yeah.
in the audience give them ideas for songs. But this idea quickly bombed because people didn't want to hear new music. They wanted to hear My Generation again and stuff like that when they were in concert. And
Mm.
Townsend got really frustrated with this. So out of the 30 or some odd songs, he chose not 8, and John Entwistle came up with the 9th track with my wife. But this album to me is a masterpiece.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
You know, with songs like Bubba O'Reilly, Bargain, you know, with the lead off you know, lyric, I lose myself just to find you. I mean, like,
Yeah,
hello. I mean, come
yeah,
on. My wife is a good track. Love Ain't for Keeping. Um, another good one, another fantastic track, you know. The song is over, you know, as I go through my notes here. The song is over. I mean, to me, that is Townsend saying he's run out of ideas.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like he's depleted
Mm.
himself. You know, the song is over, our love is done, our love is over, kind of thing. Uh, it's fantastic. Getting in tune, very emotional vocal delivery from Roger Daltrey. Going mobile, just a really fun, you know,
It is, yeah,
raucous track, very bouncy kind of
yeah,
track. And everyone knows Behind Blue Eyes.
yeah.
Everybody knows Behind Blue Eyes. And yes, it's been played to death. But in the context of this album, when you listen to it, in the track placement, in the sequencing, beautiful.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just beautiful.
Great.
And the centerpiece, Won't Get Fooled Again. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, with the keyboards and the way I'm like, oh my God, the whole production of it,
yeah, yeah.
please. And I mean, if you get the box set of the Who's Next and Lifehouse, there is a 13-minute version of Won't Get Fooled Again.
Wow. Yeah,
Um, that was done as the demos for Life.
yeah,
So and the part of the inspiration for the track Won't Get Fooled Again was when they were performing at Woodstock, and one of the promoters came on stage during their performance, and Pete Townsend chased him off stage.
yeah.
And he said, nobody comes on stage when we're performing. Nobody.
Mm.
You get your ass off stage and don't ever do that to us again. You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. This album to me, again, is a masterpiece. There is not one song on this album that I would skip,
Oh, yeah. No
you
doubt.
know. So yeah, please. And ladies and gentlemen, the Who's Next Lifehouse box set is available. It is hefty in price. It is, I paid something like $409 for it.
Mm.
But what you get is you get all the discs. They come in 2 folios, and
Mm.
they're all separately packaged in mini envelope like slips. So, and they're all put in where you can easily access them. So you're not taking out open discs so that you're not scratching them when you pull them out of the
Yeah, yeah.
slips. They're all in individual envelopes. It also comes with paraphernalia, uh, an 8x10 picture, black and white photo of the band. You get buttons. You also get 2 hardback books.
Yeah.
One is of the story of Lifehouse Who's Next, and the other book, which is basically a paperweight, you could use it to hurt somebody if you really wanted to. It's a graphic novel of the story of Lifehouse.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen
So
somebody show that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so please get yourselves a copy if you can afford it of the Who's Next Lifehouse box set. I
Oh, yeah.
can't physically show it because I would literally hurt myself. It is that heavy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you can, uh, check out any of these albums on this list. It's a long list, a lot of
Mhm.
albums to, sonically digest, but you know what? They're worth it. They're worth it.
Yeah.
And again, some people like the the earlier catalog, the part of the
Mm.
catalog. Some people like the mid portion of the catalog.
Yeah.
Some people like the later portion of the catalog. You know, there's no right or wrong answers, right? Or opinions. So
Yeah, that's right.
so
It's what you
please,
like. Yeah.
down there, down below, please put your comments. What are your favorite Who albums? You know, like, and I know it's a lot to ask all 12, but please, you know, put your top 3, your top 5, your top 10, your top, you know, maybe 1, you know what I mean? Like your favorite album. Let us know what you think. And Peter, do you have anything coming up on your channel?
Not at the moment. I'll probably just do. I might continue my series. Top 5 or top 10 deep cuts of a band. I'll pick a band and I'll do, because people seem to like that, the deep cuts, picking their deep cuts, and they jot them down. I'm interested to see what they write down, and always they respond to them. So yeah, I'll just probably continue with that, and apart from our videos together, that's about it for now. Yeah.
Well, and that's cool. That's cool. On your, yeah, I forgot, ladies and gentlemen, I nicked Peter's idea for top 10 deep cuts. So what we're going to do at some point is we're going to do our top 10 deep cuts of Queen.
Yes. Yes, we
So
are.
you know,
Yes, we
I
are.
mean, there's a lot more to Queen than just the hits. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
we're gonna go through the list. I have already got my top 4 or 5, I believe, already
yeah, yeah.
of deep cuts. So yes, I did nick his idea. So he can, you know, he
That's
can
all
sue
right.
me if he wants, but
Makes for a good video.
well, there you go. There you go. That is a good idea. And for me on the channel, I've got coming up, Ryan Gavalier and I are going to be doing our John Lennon album ranking next Friday.
Oh wow.
I will
Wow.
be taping 2 episodes with Bill Schuster tomorrow. We're going to be doing we're going to be discussing, I'm not sure if it's the movies, it'll probably be the movies that are going to be discussing. We're going to be talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show versus the Little Shop of Horrors and their
Oh yeah.
soundtracks. So which is better? And there's a bit of a surprise for that one, so stay tuned for that one. We're also going to be doing another video of Bill Schuster and I. We're going to be talking about Joe Jackson's Night and Day 2 from
Oh
2003.
yeah.
Going to be doing a discussion on that. I will be doing a video on a segment on live album spotlight on David Bowie. Welcome to the Blackout, live in London, 78.
Okay. Yeah.
That is a good album, double album, 24 tracks, concert that was filmed. Sorry, there is a film for that, but it was never released. A double album recorded at Earl's Court in June 30th and July 1st of 1978. So that's coming up. And a bunch of other videos coming up, too many to mention right now, although I have ideas formulating in my head, just have to sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
get them in the proper form. So that's it for this episode. I would love to thank Mr. Peter Kent for joining me for the Who album ranking. Thank you for making it a fun episode. We always have fun together.
Oh, thanks, Amanda. Anytime. Very enjoyable. Very interesting show. Yeah.
We always have fun together, guys.
Oh, we
So
do. We do.
yeah, so again, please put your comments down below, down there, what you think of our listing. Do you agree? Do you not agree? It's all a matter of opinion. And click like and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. And so from Mr. Peter Kent, I am Armando Venditti, and I will be saying goodbye for now. And please look after yourselves and one another. And we'll be seeing you soon, very soon, with another video. Bye for now.
Bye bye.